El Toro, one of the most talked about wooden roller coasters among coaster enthusiasts. Located at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey, this wooden superstar was on the top of my must-ride roller coaster list. With its 176-foot drop, 70-mile-per-hour speeds, and massive Rolling Thunder airtime hills, El Toro has much to offer to thrill seekers around the globe. The ride is manufactured by Intamin and was built back in 2006. There are only a few Intamin prefab wooden coasters in the world, making El Toro a rare gem. I was lucky enough to saddle up and take a ride on this wild beast back in May of 2019. But I was torn before riding this because of one thing. I am a Voyage fanboy. El Toro, the rival to my favorite beloved wooden coaster. Many coaster junkies are constantly comparing these two coasters, debating on which one is better. Which one has the better airtime? Which one has the better speed? Which one has the better layout? With my love for Voyage being strong, I had high expectations going into my first ride. Unfortunately, due to weather, I was only able to get one ride on El Toro, but I can safely say that I walked away impressed by this coaster. The experience is very comparable to an RMC wooden coaster, such as Outlaw Run, with its rapid-fire elements and strong airtime. The coaster is very aggressive, which is what I like to see in a wooden roller coaster. So, let's take a walk through the ride layout. First, you climb a cable lift which takes you to the top very quickly. This caught me off guard at first and was a great way to start the experience. Next, you make the slow turnaround toward the first drop. With an angle of descent of 76 degrees, the creep towards the edge made me anxious. Then, before you know it, you whip over the first drop, sending your body up out of your seat. This first drop was a complete rush, and one of my highlights of this ride. Then, you hit the first large camelback, which is filled with ejector airtime. Then, a second camelback with more ejector airtime. Next, you climb upward and then make a sharp right turn and bank back towards the ground. This element really throws you around in your seat. You then bank left and climb up another hill before straightening out for another airtime-filled drop. This was followed by a smaller camelback hill with more floater airtime. You then bank left into my favorite part of the ride, which is a small hill with an unexpectedly strong amount of ejector airtime. This had my entire stomach tingling from the feeling of weightlessness. You then drop into a zigzag section, which is another favorite part of the ride for me. The pacing of this section really gives you the sense of speed, and making those sharply banked turns near the ground gave me some Voyage vibes. The ride performs a few more elements on the way back to the brake run, but by now a lot of the ride's energy has died down, so the speed is significantly less noticeable, and with that, your ride is complete. El Toro is an explosive experience that is relentless through 90% of the ride. Like I said, I really had RMC vibes after riding El Toro, which is a good thing considering all 4 RMCs that I have ridden are in my top 10. I do wish the ride was a bit longer because the pacing is so quick on El Toro, you complete each lap in no time. Besides that, I really enjoyed my first ride on El Toro. The highlights of the ride were the cable lift, the first drop, the first camelback hill, and the strong ejector hill that precedes the speed S-curve section. The lowlights of the ride were the ending. Again, the speed really died off at that point, so it felt like a very gradual ending to the intense journey. So, let's take a look at how I would rate this ride. First is intensity. El Toro has intense speeds and airtime near equivalent to coasters like Steel Vengeance and Outlaw Run. so I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. Second is fun. El Toro has some great moments throughout the layout that really get the adrenaline rolling. I had a lot of joy throughout the experience, so I would give fun a rating of 5. Third is uniqueness. As I mentioned at the start, there are only a few Intamin prefabs in the world. The ride did have a lot of similarities to an RMC, however the layout itself is unique, so for that I would give it a 4 out of 5. Next, we have the comfort rating. As we know, El Toro is a wooden coaster, so it did have its rough spots throughout. However, the shakiness was not very impactful to the ride experience overall, so I will give its comfort rating a 3. Moving along, let's rate the duration of the ride. El Toro has several elements on the ride, however, the pacing is so fast that the ride is over fairly quickly. This is why I give duration a 3.5. I did wish the ride ended with 1 or 2 low to the ground maneuvers to give us the full experience. So what is my rating overall? Well, although Voyage still has my heart, I would be in denial if I didn't agree that El Toro is a fantastic roller coaster. Definitely in my top 10 coasters and a definite 4.5 out of 5. Now again, I only had one ride on El Toro, so I am interested to see if my opinions change once I head back to Great Adventure and get more laps on it. If my feelings toward this ride change, I will be sure to do an updated review in the future. So what are your thoughts on El Toro? Leave your opinions in the comments below. And as always, if you like this review, please give it a like and subscribe to Destination Thrills, the destination for all the latest theme park news and content. I'm Cullah Hale Benz. Have a good one.